Hi Prep. Today we're going to keep talking about colours, but we're going to change things up a little bit. So, we've been talking about how colours can be grouped by warm or by cool. So our warm colours are red, orange, yellow, pink. And our cool colours are green, blue and purple. But there's actually lots of different ways that we can group colours, and grouping them by warm and cool colours is actually just one of the ways. Today we're going to talk about another way, and we're going to do something fun and easy and a little bit silly, okay? We're actually going to talk about primary colours today. So that might sound a bit strange, but once we think about what it means, it actually makes a little bit more sense. So primary colours are three colours that we use to make everything else, all of our other colours. They're kind of like the building blocks to making every other colour. Without these colours, you can't do very much at all. So there's three primary colours, and they are red, they are blue, and yellow. Okay, so red, blue, and yellow. There are three primary colours. And we mix those together to make heaps and heaps of other colours as well. They're the ones that we can't make. If we mix two colours together, we can't make red. If we mix two colours together, we can't make blue. And we can't mix two colours together to make yellow. These three colours are our building blocks that make up everything else. So, all you are going to need today is a red pencil, blue pencil, yellow pencil, and a piece of paper, and your hand. You can use texters if you want to, if you've got them at home. However, we are going to be tracing our hands today, and texters mean that in here sometimes gets a bit messy. So I think pencils might be better for today. Red pencil, blue pencil, yellow pencil, and a piece of paper. I'll see you in a jiffy. Okay, so Prep, I decided that because I wanted to use texters, I'm going to add some of those in as well, but I'm not going to trace around my hand using texters. So I'm right-handed, which means that I hold my pencil with my right hand. That means that when I'm tracing my hand, am I going to be tracing the one that I write with? No. I'm going to trace my left hand, my other one. If you want to trace with texter, you can do that, but like I said before, it's quite messy. So what I would start by doing is tracing with grey lead, and then you can go over it with texter, or you can start with coloured pencils. What I want you to do today is I want you to trace your hand 8 times on your piece of paper. 8 times, okay? You can use your cool colours, Miss Emily, your primary colour pencils to do that, your grey lead, trace around, and then you can go over it with texter, but don't trace your hand with texter. Your mums will be mad at me. Okay, I'm going to trace mine 8 times. These are going to overlap, so they're going to go over the top of each other, and that's all right. That's actually interesting. It's actually what we want. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so I've done my 8 hands. Now, my hands are a lot bigger than yours, so they fill up a lot more space and they'll overlap a lot more. But it doesn't matter if you do things like just put your fingers on there, and you can spin your piece of paper around while you're doing it like I did. Now, with my primary colour pencils, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to decorate inside of all these little parts. So when our lines overlap, we get all these really cool different shapes and sections in our artwork that we can colour in and put patterns and lines in. So I'm going to start by picking a colour that's opposite to one of my sections. So I'm going to choose blue, and I'm going to colour in this red section over here using my blue. I'm just going to do it really, really light. And you guys can do this however you like, up to you how you do it. This is just one way that I'm doing it. You're the artist, so you do whatever you like. So I'm going to really lightly colour that in with blue. And you know what? While I've got the blue in my hand, I'm going to do this section over here too. Really lightly. You can colour dark if you want. This is just, like I said, this is just one way that I'm doing it. Then I'm actually going to grab my texture as well. And I'm going to put some patterns in here just to make it a little bit more interesting. And I'm going to try and make sure that my section has the same patterns, and that if I'm going to change pattern, I'm going to do it in a different section. So over in the other section that I coloured blue, I might do some dots. All right, I'm going to keep going with this using all my primary colours. I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to keep going with this. I'll bring it back once I'm done. Okay, so here is my finished artwork. So I've only used primary colours, and I've done lots of different lines and patterns and shapes and different ways of colouring in to make my artwork interesting. Now, because I have big fat hands, my hands take up a lot more space and overlap a lot more. So I've got lots and lots and lots of sections in mine. Because you got little preppy hands, you shouldn't have as many little gaps to fill in as me. But try and make every section different if you can. So some I've just coloured with pencil, some I've done pencil and texture patterns, some I've done just some pencil patterns, some I've just done texture patterns. And then there's others where I've just shaded it with pencil really lightly and done patterns over the top. You can do this however you like, but try your best to just use those 3 primary colours. I really hope you enjoyed using primary colours today, prep, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Goodbye.